So a couple of months ago I put up a video declaring that the TD Black was the greatest value rod in Australia for around the $200 mark. And a mate of mine, my fishing buddy, challenged me. He said, "Dusty, are you sure about that?" And he challenged me to go get an Infeet S. I ran out. There's another video on the channel there. And I bought an Infeet S to go compare to the TD Black. And then I saw him again and he challenged me again. He said, "Are you sure about that, mate? Have you tried an Asenza?" And I said, "I don't have an endless amount of money. I can't run out and buy every rod that you want me to test, as much as I'm a gear junkie just like you." And then I got a bunch of emails from some major retail outlets that the Shimano Ascenza had gone down to $160. A list price went from $200 down to $160, and I thought, hold the phone. You know what I did, fisher folk. I ran out and I bought a Shimano Ascenza. I thought, I'm aware of the specs on this rod. They're pretty damn good, but I've never picked one up. My fishing buddy's got one and he's talking it up. The 7 foot and the 7 foot 2. And then I saw the list price go down to $160 and I thought, this is our moment, fisher folk. Let's go get one. Let's do a challenge where we verse the Shimano Ascenza versus the Infeet S. How am I going to hold all these rods? Versus the TD Black. This is actually pretty shocking, and I've been sleeping on this rod. I never picked it up. I have heard from some people that fish pretty well that it's a good rod, a popular rod. But I picked it up, held it for all of about a minute in the store and went, yeah, we're just buying this. We're adding this into the test. So let's go down this quick unboxing of the Asenza. I haven't fished it yet. This is an absolute brand spanker. So the handle assembly, it's just a beautiful finesse handle assembly. We've got this nice little EVA butt with this blue metal trim piece here. There's nothing else to see on the butt there. That is just EVA into the blue trim. Now, whoever was the product manager at Shimano has done a beautiful, beautiful job. There's lots of detailing in this rod. These nice little, pieces here, black carbon fiber with the gold trim runs into a little grey bit and back into the black with a gold bit. It says Asenza there as you wrap the rod around with a little blue bits of trim on silver. Now, for the love of the fish, we've got a hook keeper. Oh, and look at this. This is quite, Miller rods, isn't it? That they've got the hook keeper in an unusual position rather than, 4 of the grip on the top or the side or the bottom. They've got it on the bottom. It is on the bottom underneath, and it's a little flip down. It's almost like the 2018 Daiwa TD Black. Go watch my review of the TD Blacks and I rave about how good that Daiwa little lure holder is from that era. It's amazing, and it's not the same clip, but it's something similar. So you do feel it when you've got your hand on the rear there, but doesn't bother me at all. And 1,000 times over, I would rather have that little clip there that folds away, where you can just feel it a little bit. That is absolutely brilliant, and I'm loving that detailing. So we're into a skeleton grip here, and they've really done a good job. We've got a beautiful little foregrip there, but what I'm loving about this is that they haven't left the rear of the locking nut bare, so you just feel that screw-in assembly there. You've actually got a little piece of EVA there, and I have mounted some rods on this, and what you get is your hand just sitting on the EVA there. It's absolutely a beautiful, beautiful skeleton grip for around this price point. Really magic stuff. So Shimano have killed this, and then we run up the blank there. Sometimes under certain different light, this looks blue. Sometimes it looks purple. Absolutely loving it. So I bought the 701 ultralight, the 1 to 3 kilo. Let me pop a picture up, a close-up of those specs so you can see that. And the big thing, I guess, is that we have got alkanite guides. So on the TD Black, we've got alkanite guides. On the Infeet S, we've got Fazlite, which is a slightly cheaper guide. So on the Shimano Ascenza, we are rocking out alkanite. So we've got the Asenza out a little bit of an advantage. So the guide train looks to be just slightly larger in those tip guides than the Infeet. So this rod is carrying just a little bit more weight. So we've got the Infeet S, looking down so that I actually get this right. At my kitchen scales, I've got the Infeet S at 70 grams, and I weigh this Asenza at 79 grams. So anything under 100 grams we're super happy with. So the TD Black, the 1 to 4 kilo, is 114 grams. It is a 1 to 4 kilo, so it's going to be a little bit heavier. It's carrying a heavier guide train and a heavier handle assembly. Let's just pick it up quickly. So it's not really a fair comparison, but these are the rods that live in my world. So the TD Black on the bottom there, it's got a much heavier handle assembly with wire wrapped around the handle there, so it's going to be heavier. And we've got the Asenza on the top there with the stripped out skeleton grip, the really lightweight finesse handle system. So difference in the guide train and different in the handle assemblies. Now the blank. The blank feels phenomenal. And I just did an unboxing of the Infeet S. That feels really good. Now for fast action rods to feel this good, I'm really excited about it. And I've got the same feedback that I do about the Infeet S. So I've got a nice whippy tip, and that rod is recovering very quickly. But I've got movement and dynamic loading down through the length of the blank there. So I'm finding that with a lot of fast action rods out in the market now, that there's just action in the tip and there's no dynamic loading through the lower end of the blank. And for a finesse rod, that's just killing me. But both the Infeet S and the Asenza, when I waggle that, I know you might not be able to see that very well, but there's just beautiful dynamic loading through the lower end of the blank there. The tip, look, any manufacturer can get a nice whippy tip that recovers quickly, but to get the whole length of the blank moving and feeling this good, both the Infeet S and the Asenza, I am super excited about. So it looks like we're going to do a 3-rod challenge. So we're going to do the TD Black, which there's a really long review for you to go look at online, versus the Asenza, versus, if I can hold all these rods, versus the Infeet S. That's not good, is it? So we've got the Samaki Archer and the Atomic Arrowz that we've also got a lot of knowledge of. So 2 new rods that I'm going to run out and test like crazy for you. The TD Black I'm already super familiar with. And yeah, we've got, the Samaki Archer and the Atomic Arrowz that we're also frothing on. So well, I think we've got this $200 price point super covered. But what's interesting is that we might see some price movement on some of these rods as AFTA, the Australian Fishing Tackle Show, whatever the hell it is, comes up in August. So it looks like Shimano have already potentially made their move. We might be getting a range revision of the Asenza, so I better run out and test this. And it's also possible that the 23 TD Black and the 23 Infeet, that we are also going to get a range revision, but we haven't seen any price movement from Diver on those rods out in the general market yet. So I'll get back, I'll test this like crazy. I'll get back to you quickly. $160 I paid, all right? Have a look at those major retailers. It's $160. So you got the versus the TD Black at $200 and the Infeet S at $200. $160. It's, it's looking tight and it feels tight. So I'll get back to you as soon as I can.